So who needs to pay an estimated tax payment and how do you go about doing it? You'll learn in this video step by step. My name is Lottie and I help content creators increase their income. In what ways can you make estimated tax payments? Well, you can pay online at IRS.GOV, I'll leave the link below, or you can pay by mail. Why do we need to pay those? Well, so that we don't get penalized. Who wants to pay more in taxes than they're liable for when you could put that money back into your business, whether it's $164 penalization, $1,000, you want to make sure you are putting as much back as you can into your business so you're not giving it to the IRS. So the first way is going to be pulling out your prior year's tax return. So 2024, on 1040, you're going to go to page 2, and there's going to be total tax from lines 16 through 24. There, you'll see on line 24, the total tax that you owe. So the next part is going to be your payments. So any payments made or from federal tax withheld from your W-2, from 1099s, onto your child tax credits. So on the left side, you're going to see 25A to 25C. 25A is all of the withholdings from your W-2, and so on and so forth. You're going to add all of those together, and you're going to get a total on 25D. So the next line is going to be your credits. 27 all the way to 31. So earned income credits, all the credits that you are going to deduct from line 24. What we're going to do now is add 27 to 31, and that's when we get the number from 32. You're going to add lines 25D to 33 to get the taxes that you paid, as well as the taxes credits that you've earned. Now you're literally just taking those payments and deducting it from total tax. If you don't want to go through all the hassle of doing the math on whether you've had an overpayment or not, deduct line 33 from line 24 to then see if you overpaid or if you owe. Take a look at total payments, $795. To see how much estimated tax payments you're going to make for 2025, we're going to use our 2024's return, page 2. You look at line 24, that's $795. So what you do is you divide it. 795 divided by 4, that gets your estimated tax payments. The reason why I wanted to show you that first before we go on to using a calculator is because the best way to learn how to do tax is literally by looking at the forms. A lot of people mistake the IRS for teaching them how to prepare a return and where the numbers go and where I add this, how much goes here, when really all it teaches you is the tax law. So give yourself some grace and don't stress it. Don't let the numbers stress you. All right, so now let's move on to calculator. You can use the tax withholding calculator. I recommend 3. The first one is going to be directly on the IRS, which I am going to link below. Instead of using your 2024's tax return to predict basically how much you may make 2025, we're not future tellers, but we can at least get a close enough number with the past return, 24. If you are wanting to go by more 2025's calculations, I recommend 3 calculators. You can use the tax withholding estimator, which is directly on IRS.gov. TurboTax or tax and credits, line 24 is going to be your total tax, which is your total tax that you were supposed to pay for the year 2024. Payments, line 25A to 25C is going to be any federal income tax withheld from W-2s, 1099s, etc., other tax forms, which is then going to give you line 25D, 1,420. Scroll to the next section, 27 through 31. You're going to have all your credits. So earned income credit is line 27, additional child tax credit, and reserved for future use. You're going to add all lines 27 through 31 together, which will give you line 32, which will give you 2,715. Now you're going to add 1,420, which is the tax that was withheld from federal, 500, which is the estimates. We'll say you made the prior year, so 2023, if it's not too confusing enough. Basically, you're just going to add, just to make it easy, you're just going to add line 25D to 32 together, which will give you total payments that you made throughout the year. Here it says Jane. We'll say Jane paid $4,635, but she only owed $795. So that leaves her a refund due, an overpayment of $3,840. So now that you know your total tax, line 24, I'm going to show you how to get your estimates. So now you see you had a overpayment of credits that and also federal tax due because you only had to pay $795. So how you're going to do your estimates is you're going to divide line 24 by 4. So what's that look like? 795 divided by 4 equals the estimated quarterly tax payments that you're going to make January 15th, April 15th, June 15th, and September 15th, January 15th being the following year. You can calculate your taxes using the mortgagecalculator.com. I'll link it below. Pretty self-explanatory. You first do the filing status and dependents. I said single, 1 dependent. Income, all other sources. You want to look for business income or loss, Schedule C and E. I put 50,000. Then we're going to scroll down. We have our adjusted to income, $3,532.29. Then here it'll explain how they got that number, which it's 1/2 of self-employment tax, 50% of your self-employment tax. Please see self-employment instructions, but we don't have to do that. You're going to take your standard deduction since you're a single filing taxpayer, assuming, and it's going to be $14,600. And then you're going to deduct the standard from your taxable income, $31,867.61. You're going to deduct your credits. Then you're going to deduct the child tax credit, which is $2,500, which leaves you a total tax after credits of $8,157.78.